Set 17 is officially out, and I have to say it can be quite overwhelming as a new player. It has some rather complicated mechanics, and the Arbiter trait is definitely one of them. This is why I decided to dedicate a full video to this trait to explain how it works, which combos to look out for, and I'll even share a tech later in the video that completely breaks the game. The new season has officially started, and it doesn't take long to feel overwhelmed on what to play. This is where today's sponsor offers the perfect solution. Tacter is a mobile app that reviews your match history and gives you personal advice on how to improve your gameplay. All you have to do is download the app, link your Riot account, and request a match review. The match review will cover different aspects of your game, ranging from the general game plan to itemization, and helps you to figure out the flaws in your gameplay. I'm honestly impressed how much the Tacter app has improved since the last time I covered it. They take their built-in feedback form very seriously, and because of it already added a ton of great new features for Set 17. For example, there's now an augment selector where you can select the augments you had during the game to receive more accurate feedback. My personal favorite addition is the timeline section that reviews your round-by-round decisions. It does require you to have the meta TFT overlay installed, but this is absolutely worth it. Now you can analyze your overall gold, level behavior, and streaks. This is super important because high elo players have around 20% more gold than the average player. You can start your free trial with unlimited match reviews by downloading the app with the link in the description or in the pinned comment. Thanks again to Tacter for sponsoring this video. To break Arbiter apart, we first need a general understanding on how the trait is supposed to work. When you activate Arbiter for the first time, an interface will appear on your screen. On the left, there will be 3 causes, and on the right, you will see 3 effects. There are a total of 9 different causes that can range from attacking 3 times, spending mana, or units dropping to low HP. The effects on the right usually grant your Arbiter's bonus stats, but there are also 3 effects to boost your economy. Here's a great graphic from LittleBuddyBot that shows all the possible combinations. In case you're wondering why there are 2 different numbers, this is because 3 Arbiter makes the initial effect stronger. Now you don't have to memorize any of this. Most of the time you're looking for very specific effects anyway. What you should remember is the following 2 rules. First of all, receiving an effect based on an Arbiter dealing damage 10 times only works with auto attacks and ability damage, nothing else. Items like Sunfire, Ionic Spark, artifacts like Static Shift, or traits like Serpent Stargazer don't interact with this Arbiter choice at all. Second, the outcome to receive gold, rerolls, or a Leona can only happen once. You cannot gain multiple Leonas every round. Instead, you improve the chance of a Leona appearing every time you trigger the effect. For example, if you have a 25% chance to receive a Leona every 4 seconds and 16 seconds have passed, you end up with a 68% chance to get 1 Leona at the end of combat. If you clicked on this video, then you're probably wondering which Arbiter combos you should take in your ranked games. While traits like Primordian and Timebreaker will dominate the early game because they generate bonus income, you can do something similar with Arbiter. The 3 options are a chance of gold, a free reroll, or 1 Leona. One way to utilize this is to take the option based on Arbiters dropping below 40% HP. If you are loss streaking, this will occur to every Arbiter, and you can even run multiple copies of Leona and Zoe to increase your chances further. This also pairs well with augments like Good for Something to collect additional gold and reach new interest thresholds. Since you only need 2 units to activate the trait, you can also combine it with Timebreaker to collect the additional free rerolls and use them for a comeback play later. For the time being, I would definitely recommend the bonus Leona in most cases because it allows you to reach Leona 3-star for free, and she's a very formidable tank even in late game. Unfortunately, this means your LeBlanc will be a lot weaker, so while you can keep Leona 3-star until the end, you might want to transfer items from LeBlanc to Vex to cap out harder in the late game. Assuming you don't have any emblems, your strongest Arbiter carry will be LeBlanc, and she specifically wants 2 different combos. The first is to gain bonus ability power every 3 attacks, and the second is bonus ability power every time she deals damage 10 times. LeBlanc as a champion is very auto-attack focused. She spawns 5 clones that attack alongside her, causing her to gain a ton of ability power during the fight. Based on the current stats, she should perform the best with 10 instances of damage, as it will proc more often and grant more ability power. You can run her in a 4 Vanguard setup with Leona, Nunu, Illaoi and Mordekaiser. Play Karma as a secondary carry, add Meepsy for Voyager and Shepherd, and close out with Bard for Conduit. Another option is to run Arbiter with Leona as your main tank during the early mid game. With the nerfs to shield generation, the preferred choice is to gain armor and magic resist after spending 50 mana. Next, let's leave the intended side of Arbiter and take a look at the different broken combos that are currently possible. The one artifact you want to look out for is Echo's Patience. It's a new divine artifact that increases the holder's total ability damage but spreads the damage out over 2 seconds. This effect pairs incredibly well with Arbiters dealing damage 10 times. While normal item effects don't work, this artifact is an exception, as it simply changes how the ability damage is applied. Here is a showcase how broken this interaction can be. In this fight, LeBlanc reaches over 1300 armor and magic resist because each cast has 5 clones attacking 5 times, and all of their attacks count multiple times thanks to the artifact. Diana is also a fan of this interaction, but for a different reason. Every auto attack from Diana deals magic damage, and this will interact with Echo's Patience as well. Together with the orbs from her ability, she becomes an incredibly powerful unit in the mid game. Before we get to the Arbiter emblem, I want to highlight the Vanguard emblem first. It has a secondary effect that causes the holder to gain 3 ability power every time an ally gains a shield. While all of the shield effects have been nerfed into the ground for no particular reason, the Vanguard emblem still combos well with them. In a full Vanguard comp, you receive a ton of ability power for free just from the starting shield, but with the right setup, I've seen the emblem holder reach more than 200 bonus ability power in a single fight. Instead of vertical Vanguard, you can also run Voyager together with Shen to generate a bunch of shields at the start of combat. Finally, let's take a look at the Arbiter emblem. Which units are the best emblem holders in set 17? I would say you should only aim for an Arbiter emblem if your cause is dealing damage 10 times. While Zoe, Diana and LeBlanc are good users with this effect, once you have the full roster available, there's a lot more you can do. One unit you should definitely try out is Talon. He has low mana cost and an incredibly long damage over time effect that ticks surprisingly fast. You can make him gain a ton of health or crazy amounts of armor and magic resist. Though I have to say, my personal favorite Talon combo is to grant him bonus mana. He will quickly gain infinite mana and start permacasting, jumping all over the place without stopping for auto attacks. Teemo is also a possible early game option. His attacks deal bonus magic damage and additional stacking damage, making him quite efficient at triggering the effect. This works great if you can make him gain ability power, which is something Talon can't really use. While these units are fun in the early game, they pale in comparison to Graves, who is the true late game carry. Every attack from Graves shoots 5 projectiles, which counts as 5 instances of damage. However, if you take the assault frame, you can add an additional 6 projectiles by taking his buckshot upgrades. Another reason to max out buckshot is that it unlocks the laser ballistic upgrade, which creates piercing bullets, making the setup even more efficient. If you ever get to this point, your Graves will become an absolute monster. Every single attack can trigger the bonus effect more than once, resulting in a ridiculous amount of bonus health, shields, defensive stats, mana, or attack speed. Graves is without a doubt the best unit to trigger damage 10 times. One thing I should mention regarding broken combos is that you might encounter videos from the PBE server that showcased either an unkillable Leona or Cho'Gath. This used to work because the shield values for Arbiters were much higher and the shield never expired. This allowed for some crazy combos, but the shield values are much lower now and expire after 4 seconds, making it impossible to replicate the same setup. In theory, you can still have fun with Cho'Gath by giving him an emblem and bonus HP for every 50 mana spent to stack his HP even faster. Sadly, you can't remove the emblem in late game without losing the HP gathered so far. Don't worry, you will get the HP back if you make him into an Arbiter again, but you can't do any plays, like replacing the Emblem for a stronger item in late game. I'm certain there's still more to discover with Arbiter in the future, which is a good thing, because I can certainly see Riot nerfing the 10 damage cores in the future. Enjoy it while you can. I hope you learned something, and see you next time.